What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You guys already know we're continuing that suspension series that we started with because we got that Chevelle. We need to get back moving and we got to put the wheels back on and all that good stuff. But let me show you what we're working on today. As a matter of fact, what components we're going to be using today. You guys saw it in the last couple videos, what we ordered from Speedtech. Also, don't forget, Holiday LS Fest is around the corner, you guys. That actually be the last weekend to enter to win the harness. We will be in the PSI conversions booth, so make sure you guys come out, check it out, say hello. I'm really hoping we get the Chevelle out there, autocrossing and road racing and all that good stuff. But don't forget to enter to win. Stop by, say what's up, but let's get back to the video. Got everything laid out here, guys, for the most part that we're gonna be using on this front end steering kit. Besides the sway bar, I'm not gonna do the sway bar in this video, but maybe we'll, I don't know. But we got all the Proforged components we're gonna need. We got the BORGESON quick ratio steering box. I believe that's a 12-to-1 ratio. And also went ahead and ordered some brand new steering box bolts because the ones we took out, man, they were pretty bad. They were all like rotted in here because if you think about it, all the weight kind of rides in here where the frame goes and it just kind of rubs back and forth. So it was just all eaten up. So went ahead and spent the money and got the new bolts. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and open this stuff up. Bam, you guys, there it is. Got everything opened up. This is kind of what we're going to be working with for the steering linkage today. Now, I got Jack, guys. I got Rob. Look, check this out. Freaking Proforged. Come on, you guys. Quality control. You guys missed castle nut. I'm going to have to reuse one of the old castle nuts, but whatever. All good. But I am a fan of these center links right here. These are really nice. These are actually billet. Little anti-seize will go a long way. But make sure you guys don't look like the Tin Man and you guys are done. But let's go over to the car real quick. We'll get everything started. Alright, so real quick, you guys, when you guys get the old box out, you're going to need the pitman arm. That's this guy, right? We have already taken that one off. Went ahead and sandblasted it, painted it, coated it up. Looks good now. But when you go to remove it, the best thing you're gonna want to probably have is a air hammer. Take an air hammer and take like a pick that you would use for ball joints and stuff like that. Place it in between the nut and that guy, and then hit it, and that should pop right off. Because if not, it's gonna be a nightmare to get that thing off. We probably took it off within like 10 seconds with the actual air hammer. So we got the gearbox in place. Obviously you just have the 3 bolts holding this thing on. We went ahead and reused the actual stock washers because they're like yay thick, super thick. New hardware though as far as the bolts go. Then you'll have this guy right here. All you gotta do is pop the nut off with the lock washer and put the pitman on there, and then you can take your impact and probably run it up. Now this should only fit really one way. These have these grooves in here. You guys see the grooves in there? It'll have the groove and it'll have the groove on the actual shaft as well. You can kind of tell. So you're gonna always want to have that guy facing towards the back there because that'll hook up to your steering linkage. We'll put this on here. Zia, dude, what are you doing, bro? Look at this crazy dog. Zia. Almost forgot the boot, you guys. It does come with this rubber boot. Make sure you put that on there. Good thing I noticed it. But this bad boy right here, you're gonna want to know what size that is. That's a 32mm socket. Big boy. So we're just gonna run it up. I can do this with one hand. Yeah, maybe. So the center link will be a little tricky. You always want to start with this side on the actual gearbox side, just like that. Put your nut on to hold it in place. We'll come back, tighten it up, and then actually put the cotter pin in. And you come back to this side. Make sure it's laying on top of this right here. And then you'll actually have the idler arm. You'll drop the idler arm in place there because that's going to be your best bet to get that thing on without any issues. I got new hardware as well back here, so you just slide that guy on just like that. And if you guys need to move this guy around, you can. It's not that hard. You can put it in a vise, or you can actually mount it here on the frame and then turn it. But you should sit just like that. I'll slide these bolts through. I gotta hold the backside. I can't really do it with one hand, but you have your nut here, castle nut. We'll come back and tighten everything up. All right, next up, we got the AN links hooked up right here, ready to go. We went ahead and pre-assembled everything. Now, if you guys want to use the old links as a guide, kind of a measurement on how long these things are going to be, but just remember, you're going to end up adjusting them either way on the car, especially if once you get your alignment done. Threw some anti-seize on there. I look like the freaking Tin Man now. And then also the lock rings, don't forget those. And these are also pre-greased, but you want to go ahead and put the grease fittings on there. We still got to do those because they shorted me some. So we're going to throw these on the car. And then also these things are all the same, guys. So if you're looking which one's inner, which one's outer, all 4 of these are the same exact one, but they are going to thread backwards once you guys get them onto the center here. But let's go ahead and throw these on. And just remember, when you go and you want to align this center link up center as possible, I should say, line up the center link right to the center of the car. It has these 3 numbers right here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but it'll have 3 numbers right there. And you take that middle number, and that's what I try to do, is align it right dead center with the frame here, and that way you have a good starting point. And then obviously you got one that'll go here, and then one that'll go back to the spindle. Another thing to take in consideration when you guys are putting this side on here, you're gonna have to end up turning that steering, because you're gonna hit right here in the back of the frame slash A-arm bolt, lower control arm bolt. So all you got to do is take this guy, turn it basically like you're turning the steering wheel, is all, to be able to get that guy on, because it'll sit just like that, and then you'll have the other guy, you put it right up top, or I should say down low, down at the bottom. But we'll turn this back over this way so we can get the other side on. We got both links in now. We're gonna have to adjust this side. Now, when you kind of want to give yourself a quick alignment, you want to look down, look at the wheel, make sure it's somewhat straight, and that inner and outer tie rod, obviously, you'll spin the center link and you'll be able to pull it in or pull it out. You see this one, this thing's all clapped out way out here. So all we're gonna do is turn that guy, and you can see it start to come in. It'll suck it back in, and that'll kind of give you a better starting point for your alignment. I think that looks halfway decent, you guys. We're gonna leave it there. Let's grab the sway bar. Kale, which damn big country over here. Oh Lord, oh thickety thick, huh? Oh, you thick down there, baby. Oh Lord, that's a big old, damn, that is a thick sway bar. All right, you guys, it is the next day. We kind of ran out of time. I actually went ahead and did the sway bar without you guys, but also had to run to the hardware store. All the bolts that were on here previously holding the clamshells up were all mismatched. I didn't like that, so we wanted everything to match. So sway bar is on, looking good. Got the Speedtech sticker on there as well. You guys can see we put some new hardware in here. Definitely didn't like how that old stuff that was in it, like I said, didn't even match. So the worst thing about taking a car apart or putting a car together is having bolts that don't match. You guys already know that. But this suspension is looking good, guys. All we got to do is left is grease everything. I went ahead and torqued everything down already. Everything looks good. We just got to put the wheels back on. We got the brakes back on. Obviously, these are the ones he had on here, but those are all good to go now. We just got to grease ball joints, grease the A-arms down here below, but everything else looks good. Oh, one other thing I do want to say that I did run into is that it is really tight, guys, right here. Really tight, like it's basically was rubbing, put it that way. So what I did is I ended up taking the sway bar off and taking the disc pad to it, the grinding pad, and just kind of grinding it down a little bit. This bar is really thick, so I think that's what the issue was, is that this bar is huge. I actually compared it to a UMI one, and the UMI one's a little thinner. The UMI is heavier, but it's thinner, and that's the difference. But this is actually lighter as well, and which is good for me. I would say I would prefer something lighter because these cars already weigh a ton. The last thing you want to do is add more weight. but we did have to, like I said, kind of notch that area right there for the steering linkage slash pitman arm and all that good stuff. But everything else is on, you guys. You guys can see cotter pins are good to go. We kind of got the inner tie rod set for the most part. Like I said, we'll have to play with those at the alignment shop. But also, like I said, sway bars are pretty much standard. You guys will have a link down here, the T-bar that hooks up, depending on the A-arm style. This one has the T-bar, and you'll run your bolt through it with your bushings, spacer in the middle, and obviously your washers. But nothing crazy, nothing that you guys cannot do at home. But everything looks good. We just got to put these wheels on, put some grease in. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys. Let me lower the car down real quick so you guys can see what it looks like from up top. It looks good. Damn, Gina, looking clean, you guys. Looks real good in here, guys. The only thing that we end up still gonna have to do is this steering shaft, intermediate steering shaft. We're gonna have to redo it, guys. I don't like it. It did come with the new rag joint. You guys can see the BORGESON box does come with the new rag joint. That looks good, but I needed to put this back on because we need to be able to move the car around still. But I'm gonna take this back off. You can see how ugly that boot is. Check that out. I'm not happy. I'm not digging that. So I'm gonna order a new boot for that. I'm gonna have to take the steering column apart, I should say the steering shaft, and rebuild that thing because that is not gonna fly. But other than that, also I think we got the sway bar in the back to do still, but we're gonna have to wait on that too because we have to order the brackets for that 9-inch rear end so we can mount that sway bar still. So we're not done yet with the suspension, getting close, but front end's pretty much wrapped up. All this thing needs is a LS. Woo-wee, yes sir. I did get word that is coming this week, guys. Coming this week. Got the call from Blueprint this week, you guys. The motor is being delivered this week. Cross our fingers. Hopefully we can actually get the motor in maybe for LS Fest. I don't know. We'll see what kind of time we're on, what kind of crunch we're on, right? But also, don't forget about the giveaway, guys. Still going on till LS Fest. LS swap harness. I'm giving away one of the PSI conversions, ECU, gas pedal, everything. You name it. All you got to do is $5. Anything on the website, enter to win. And guys, appreciate you guys, all the patience that you guys had with me as far as the stuff goes on the website. We're finally getting those plates out to you guys. So if you guys are looking for that firewall plate just like this guy, make sure you guys grab yours before we run out. But you guys already know, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell for notifications. And stay wrenching.